Hello friends, hello collective. This message absolutely cannot wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I'm on my way to yoga, and there were 3 dogs on the back roads just running back and forth on the road. I was paying attention, I saw them, and I slowed down nearly to a stop, making sure they got off the road. And I was kind of nervous. I was seeing them running back and forth, so I kind of kept an eye on my rear view mirror, just keeping an eye on them while they're in my vicinity, making sure they're safe. And as I continue driving, I see on the other side the traffic that's coming towards me. It's a 2-way street. And so I see this truck run over one of the dogs, and then they drive off. The other cars stopped. I stopped. I wanted to see what the cars that were going to stop were going to do. And it looked like, people were getting out of the cars. People were checking on the dogs. And I'm here I have yoga. I need to take care of myself. I cannot do this right now. But there are people that got to stay, the situation is being managed, but it's almost like that truck thinks that they're going to be getting away with it, right? They were able to drive off, but it's giving the universe is not going to let you get away with things. It's giving karma is going to come get you one day or right away. Especially when there was someone powerful who witnessed the horrible thing. Oh my goodness. Maybe they have ran over dogs before and they didn't receive the karma, but boy, do they not know they crossed paths with the wrong person. Because that is a true evil. Running over an animal and leaving them like that. It's like the universe is going to run over you in some type of way and leave you like that. Some of you go home to your loved ones and pretend like this doesn't happen, that you didn't just do something horrible. Or you may gaslight the fuck out of your passenger because your passenger witnessed you drive away from doing something awful. And it's that passenger has every right to feel endangered by you at that point. Yeah, a lot of witnessing that doesn't sit right with me. I think this message, I need to put my anger somewhere, because I think the good ones have not been fighting the fight, because we are the good ones. We don't want to fight, and it's giving spiritual warfare, okay? Because I have regrets that I didn't turn around. Mind you, I was driving this way and they were driving this way, and I'm not wanting to disrupt my day or anyone's day. I'm not trying to have this ruin the rest of the day. But now I'm feeling regretful. I could have turned around and followed the shit out of that truck and honked, and but it's giving, sometimes you don't do it because you feel endangered. Sometimes the timing of fighting the fight is not the right timing. And this is the best I can do today, is channel a message on, if you witness something horrible, stand up for the good that's supposed to exist. I really wish that I could look those people in the eyes that stopped. They didn't run the dog over, they didn't run the dog over, but then they're left with a whole day of maybe taking that dog to the vet, or having to tell the owners that they witnessed someone run over their dog and they drove away. Like, they have to carry that burden and that heaviness because someone else drove away. Like, what a cowardly energy to do. Someone who gaslights you and pushes you away and all this bullshit, it's because they did something wrong and they can't. It's like not being able to admit it to themselves, so they don't admit it to you, and they're avoiding. And oh my God, it's giving someone took for granted your loyalty, you know, ran you over, didn't give a shit about your feelings or thoughts, maybe took advantage of the fact that maybe you won't say anything or you won't confront them because you don't want to change them. Something about just someone not paying close enough attention, and then they made like the biggest mistakes of their life. And they can't even, like, it's one of those things where it would have been preventable. Maybe this person who was driving was on their phone or something, or, you know, like, it's giving, if you had just paid a little bit of attention, you would have seen. And maybe someone wants to avoid trouble, but it's actually causing more trouble for those around you and for the universe to not not get in the trouble that you deserve, or not suffer the consequences that you deserve. Like, your avoidance is putting it on other people. And that could be the message here, because, man, I don't know, like, this thing is disturbing the hell out of me. There's other things that are disturbing me, like things that people do in subtle ways, and it's giving, if the things you do in subtle, small, like, the small things you do turn into bigger things you do. So that could have been one of those things that person that was driving and ran over the dog needed to find out the hard way. You know, it's only going to get worse, and your lessons, the way that the universe is going to orchestrate your lessons is going to get worse and worse the more you don't fix the small things. You may think it's a small thing, but it's big. It's going to get bigger and bigger than that. And I'm seeing red cars and blue cars. You could tap into resources like calling domestic abuse counselor, sexual abuse counseling, the police. You can tap into the county. Okay, so if you don't even know what resources you need, just call a county and explain to someone on the phone so that they can transfer you to an appropriate person. Sometimes the advice you get from your friends is not accurate for your situation because they don't know what it's like to be in your situation. So they're doing the best that they can, but it's not the best resource that you can tap into. Tap into people who are more experienced with it, and that would be professionals that are in the industry, you know, professionals that are actually helping other people actively, like daily. It's their life purpose. You may benefit from channeling into your life purpose when something horrible happens to you, like I am right now. Like, that was horrible to just witness. Can you imagine being the person? But it's like, this could be a message of like someone who can't even handle witnessing horrible things, like watching it on TV or listening to it in music. That's someone who's very heavenly. They're an earth angel of some sort if they aren't able to stomach some of these horrible things that exist. You know, red flag anyone that can stomach horrible things. But then I've been channeling that you may need to get to know someone who, on a deeper level, of like, maybe they just have the grit to be able to do things that other people can't do, like doing God's work of killing. Like, who's killing the people killing people? There's someone has to do it, you know. And if I wasn't a disabled woman, and if I wasn't by myself, I would have driven after that truck. I wouldn't have cared if they had a gun or fists for me causing them trouble, for nearly killing a dog. I saw the dog limp, so the dog didn't die, just to settle any answers that someone needs there. The dog did not die. They were harmed in the situation, but that's another thing. There was people that can help the dog. I stayed to find out if the dog was going to get helped, because if other people were going to drive off, I was going to stay. I would have forfeited yoga for this. But with how far I had driven, like, I was checking my rear view, and then I witnessed more things happen, and then I went to a complete stop. I was in shock. Honestly, I've never witnessed someone actually, you hear about it, you hear about it all the time. You see the carcasses on the side of the road all the time, but actually witnessing it is rare. And that was my first time witnessing it. I was so in shock. I literally don't know what I never considered or thought about what I would do until that moment. And now in the future, I would drive after the person who ran over the car and at least got their license plate so that I can report it and be like, I witnessed this person. You know, some people don't think of those things until it happens, and I wish I had thought about it before it happened. But that's one of those things where sometimes, like, just thinking about the horrible things, it haunts you, right? Sometimes you have to have the horrible things so that you can know what to do next time, so you can do better next time. And I'm seeing the word fair. Okay, so sometimes there is a balance, right? For as much good as there is, there has to be bad that exists, so that we can know the difference. And it's just wow. Wow. Sometimes I'm thinking like, wow, I'm really going through it. I'm going through a bad time, and then I witness something that's like that happens to something or someone else, and I'm like, that's way worse than anything I'm going through, you know. And it's just like, sometimes you just need that distraction, or sometimes you just need to be grateful that it's not as bad as it can be. Someone drives a Hyundai. The number 8 is significant. Their name could have an F or an M in it. I'm hearing something about praying over your food, because you should be grateful, you know, that life goes on, and you know, it's giving, like, okay, we're talking about best and worst, right? We're talking about like horrible things that happen to people, and it's like, if you want good things, if you want, like, someone wants people who are willing to die for you, and that might even be extended as far as like the meals you eat. Like, you don't mind that animals have died for you to eat, right? But then it's just having gratitude attitude over that, praying over that, you know, because like that is a whole person's life that has to be sacrificed for you. And it's like, you may be indirectly receiving survivor's guilt, where you don't know where your depression is coming from, and it's because you're a meat eater. It's because you are willing to let things die for you, but you're not appreciating it. Like, there's nothing wrong in being a carnivore. It's in our nature. It's in our, you know, it's in our nature. But it's like, we have consciousness so that we can be, so we can use it in smarter, better ways, so that we could, I think we're brought here on earth to elevate and work on our intelligence and join the rest of the cosmic universe of intelligent beings, and it's giving we need to do a lot better, okay? The color green is significant as well. Someone needs to go back to hell where they came from. Someone needs to just have healthier choices and habits and lifestyle. And I'm gonna close the ending. I'm gonna close the reading here. Goodbye. Stay safe and stay magical.